Hey, wouldn't it be funny if you were just playing a casual Terraria UHC and a literal world record speedrunner just dropped in? Well, that happened. Link to the Discord in the description if you want to play. Join, it needs more players. The game started off relatively normally, except for one thing. I got fruit from a tree, which increases your movement speed by a usually imperceptible amount. This would have normally put me just ahead of the other players, giving me a minor advantage, but there was a parkour jump early on that required just more than the default height distance, so I jumped it and made it. However, everyone else, seeing that I made it, immediately proceeded to follow and fall. This gave me precious time to get significantly ahead of everyone and loot the first cave I came across. However, it wasn't the main jungle cave. In the jungle, there are sometimes several hill caves which are programmed to end after a certain amount of time unless they intercept the main cave, but also one main cave, which is programmed to go all the way down to lava level unless it experiences certain interruptions. This wasn't the main cave, so I headed back up. You can identify a main cave versus a hill cave by looking at the slope and size of it. If it starts in the ground and goes fairly straight down, it might be the main cave, although not all caves that do start in the ground and go fairly straight down are the main cave. Some are just dead ends, usually the smaller ones. I was so far ahead of everyone else that even going into this dead end cave didn't matter too much. When I got back out, I was still far ahead of basically everyone, perhaps because they also went into the decoy cave. Except one guy, who promptly died to a jungle bat. I then proceeded to squander my huge initial lead by turning around after I noticed the main cave got interrupted by a beehive. There wasn't any continuation, so I started digging down from a side cave. However, I noticed Max Overpower, the speedrunner, or Pover in game, digging down at the bottom of the cave. I got a bit suspicious that he saw something I didn't, and went back down to check. Remember what I said earlier about the main cave going down to lava layer unless it gets interrupted by certain things? Well, a beehive is one of those things. And it doesn't stop the cave generation, it just overrides it in that area. So by digging around a beehive, Max found the continuation of the main cave and was now ahead of me. At this point, me and Max started racing each other to try to get as much jungle loot as possible before the other. However, I recalled after I got a gravitation potion and went to look for Sky Islands. I got good RNG and got both wings and a shiny red balloon. When I got back to the jungle, I found somebody's dead body close to where Max was, and assumed Max had killed them, but I saw Max actually tunneling towards me. I managed to finish looting just as Max reached me and tried to escape, but Max got an initial advantage in the bog fight and I was forced to recall. I tried to random teleport away, but for some reason our permission to use them was disabled. So instead, after seeing someone breaking shadow orbs, I headed down into the corruption. After finding another dead body, I found the culprit, along with Max. However, before I could reach them, the original summoner recalled, followed by Max, and before I could finish killing the Eater, Max returned and bombed through the Ebonstone barrier. After recalling to escape, I headed over to the jungle to get to Hell, but I ended up recalling back to spawn yet again to chase someone. And then again, because I heard someone breaking shadow orbs. And again, to chase the guy breaking the shadow orbs. A goblin army also spawned, but by that time I had already delayed long enough, so I left someone else to fight it. By the time I had gotten back to where I was previously in the underground jungle, I had wasted over 10 minutes. However, something crucial happened. I found Max's bed. I set my spawn there because hey, what could possibly go wrong? Nothing could possibly go wrong setting your spawn at someone else's bed. Right? I decided to try exploring to the left in the jungle in an attempt to get some more loot and life crystals on the way to Hell. On the pass, I found two more huge boosts. The first was a sharpening station, which works in PvP, and in 1.4 it now ignores 12 full defense. That's a full 6 extra damage per hit on all my melee weapons, if I have the buff active. The second, though, was probably even more important. I found the bound Goblin Tinkerer. Without thinking, I almost bought the rocket boots, but I decided to build a house first. After lowering his prices, I bought a Tinkerer's Workshop. I also reforged my fledgling wings to armored, as they cost almost nothing to reforge, and my blade of grass to sharp before killing the goblin so no one else could benefit from him. I then finally got down to Hell, and immediately found Max mining Hellstone. Due to him having the low ground and obsidian skin though, I couldn't do anything, so after a brief attempt at trying to bait him out, I left to try and get Hellstone myself. After securing a Hellforge and refreshing my sharpening station, I attempted again to try something, but to no avail. So I went back to mine more Hellstone. And while checking for an invisibility ambush, I got ambushed by an invisibility ambush, and recalled to Max's bed. However, Max intercepted me again before I could get back down to hell, and I was forced to recall to Max's bed again. So, I went back down to hell again, and while on the minecart track, directly above it, ran back into Max, and recalled back to his bed. Finally, I went over to mine Hellstone again while Max searched for my bed before recalling to Max's bed, and then continued mining Hellstone in hell under Max's bed until Max found me mining Hellstone in hell under his bed. After abusing my obsidian skin to escape his arrow fire, I proceeded to run backwards in one direction, occasionally stopping to mine Hellstone before getting caught at the world border, turning around to bog him, and continuing to run in the other direction, occasionally stopping to mine some more Hellstone. Finally, I decided to stop running and engaged in a short melee fight to force Max to recall back to Max's bed before I recalled to Max's bed, following him, promptly ending the chase. Actually, there was some random guy hiding in the underground layer the whole time to get second place, but you get the point. You should subscribe. And maybe join the Discord. Definitely join the Discord. The games are fun. Okay, bye.